So I was an infantryman, and basically that is like a frontline soldier.
I was a sergeant and fire team leader in an infantry battalion.
So I was a field military policeman.
I was in the United States Army.
I served in the U.S. Army.
I was in the Marines.
Yeah, so I was trial and error. You know, my first time at JC in Modesto Junior College, I just didn't even make it through the first semester. You know, like I just couldn't hack it.
So I did 2 years at the junior college at San Joaquin Delta College, and then in that 2 years I figured out how the best ways I could study, and just like the whole school thing. It's a kind of, you got to figure it out.
So much more. It's just so different. You know, you're dealing with adrenaline pumping. You know, situations you're shooting at, getting shot at. It's just completely different. And then when you come to school, it's just like, wow, like it's very monotonous and very, you know, boring at times. And it's just really hard to transition from something so, I guess, adventurous to something so monotonous. But I know I needed it. You know, I know I needed education. I kind of found my magic formula, and I think everybody has their own trial and error that they need to go to, especially coming from the military to go back into school. And everybody's different. You know, everybody handles the stresses different, and the situation's different.
It was trying because it's double faceted. You're not only slipping back into civilian life, but then you're also slipping back into college life. So it's, you know, you're having to conform on two fronts. So it's challenging but doable. Slipping into civilian life, there is that identity crisis. You know, I used to be part of a team. The team was all that really mattered. Getting, you know, I put the team first, and by putting the team first, I put the Army first, and I put my country first. Getting back into education mode, you know, algebra to me was years apart. I had to refresh on that. So there was a lot of going back and doing remedial work on my own so I can, you know, get to class and be prepared for that.
I think balancing it would probably be just, that's a struggle in itself too, because you have a lot of people, they go to their 9 to 5s and they're done with school. I mean, they're just done with work so they can go home and do everything. But when you have a house to pay for too, and you have a wife who wants attention too, and family members, you have to be able to just balance it all. And I think it just comes, and then also that can lead to problems where you don't figure out the good balance, and you start slacking on your school, you get behind, you start doing bad on tests, and then that could be a big problem for why a lot of veterans drop out too, is just because they can't find that balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I have a household, I have a home that I own, so I have a mortgage every month. I have bills, you know, probably, you know, $2,400 worth of bills every month. And that's, you know, and then I got food for the kids. We have to look at childcare. Luckily, we have a grandparent that helps us out, but you know, it's really it's really difficult. It's really difficult to balance school and the home obligations like bills.
It is pretty difficult because you have to think, because when you allot your time and you manage your time, you got to think of what's, you know, what would be most beneficial to you in the future. Like ideally, if we're talking about time now, you know, I would want to spend it all with my daughter and so forth. But would that benefit her in the future? You know, no. You know, what would benefit her in the future is for me to have a job and to be educated and be able to provide for her in the future. So it does kind of force me to prioritize school when really I would rather prioritize, you know, spending time with her.
The main thing is just the Veteran Resource Center.
I think, yeah, if they were to reinforce that sense of community, provide us with a community center for us to, you know, go back and engage with each other, I think.
Maybe something like a veteran center. You know, you'll see a veteran center at like every junior college, every community college, but at a university of this caliber, you don't see anything like that.
It is a case-by-case basis of veterans who need specific things, or because there's a lot of people who PTSD affects them a lot worse, that they just can't interact with people. They're not very socially awkward still, and so for the number one thing for this school would probably just be a Veteran Resource Center, because it can help them come together and just be able to interact with people who they are going to want to interact with more than the regular students.